And it's by magic. Here we are again. It was Bavaria last week for the Champions League final. Here we are back in the outskirts of Munich, very near to the Allianz Arena. I've been with Spain since they arrived here in this country. I interviewed Mikel Oyarzabal today. I interviewed Luis de la Fuente. He and I talked about Julius Caesar. Cristiano Ronaldo was on sparkling form earlier today, making jokes galore. And I'm going to tell you about a couple of jokes Cristiano Ronaldo made for me during one of our interviews. All of that plus a preview of the Nations League final. But when the final itself comes, tomorrow, late night in the Allianz Arena, where I hope, but nonetheless, I'm not going to be too bullish about Spain make history by becoming the only team ever to win 3 straight trophies in 3 consecutive summers. Spain make history too. I hope, fingers crossed, sorry Portugal, I know you're proper contenders. Make history by becoming the only team to retain the Nations League. I expect a much more balanced, much more tight, much more difficult game for Spain than they had against France, even given the towering inferno finish from Les Français, which ended up 5-4, but could easily have been Les Bleus winning. So this evening, you're welcome, all of you. But tomorrow's analysis from that final is only for socios, those who have stumped up. There's a new price, which is £3.99 per month. I really wish you would join me. I'm having so much fun explaining these events, these interviews that I go to in a different way for you. Trying to keep you in touch with events that maybe you'd like to be at, but budget or work or whatever stops you from going. And I don't want to show off, or I hope there's nothing boastful about it. I really want to make you feel that, well, it's a little bit closer to being there. At any rate, Cristiano Ronaldo today was in the press conference in absolutely and blindingly good, happy form. A state of animo that I think you very rarely see him these days. And across the length of his career, in public, you don't often see him that jokey. The first part that really caught my attention was the way in which he talked about Lamine Yamal. Often when he's poked or prodded about another footballer, especially in the past if it were Leo Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo can easily become spiky and snarl. His praise for Lamine Yamal was unstinting. Absolutely unstinting. Now, maybe softly catchy monkey. There's a good tactic when the, inverted commas, star player from the other side is praising you, your star player, the team, and Cristiano Ronaldo really did speak lavishly about Spain. Maybe it's just one more small mind game to try and lull Spain into a false sense of optimism. I don't know. But he was tremendously generous about Lamine Yamal, and I liked it. And he also said, look, you in the media can contribute to his development for the good of football, not just for the good of him. Don't overpraise him. Try and leave him a little bit of peace, a little bit of tranquility. Some hope, no chance, but the right spirit. He was then asked by an Argentinian journalist, look, you seem to be potentially on freedom of contract. You're 40, you've scored a goal in a semi-final to put your team through to the Nations League final. You've really only got one challenge left, which is to play with Leo Messi. And as soon as he heard the question, Cristiano started not mocking, but reproducing the Argentinian lilt when they speak Spanish. And then, on waiting for the question, he answered in Spanish, in his very Portuguese Spanish, and then dipped into boludo, a really semi-abusive, but also semi-jocular word that you use to put down somebody in Argentinian Spanish. And the room broke up into laughter. And he kind of didn't say no. He said, never say never. And I've still got time on my hands to do it. And he spoke about Messi in terms of we were rivals for a while, but I really respect him. When we went to the galas together, I would explain to him in English what was going on or what we were required to do. And for quite some time, we've been chummy. I think it's true too. They went through a détente after years of sometimes Cold War, sometimes hot war. So Cristiano on great form, which either indicates that he thinks, well, that's the crowning moment in my latter day career, a semi-final winning goal and now through to the final, or maybe he thinks they're going to stroll it against Spain on Sunday night in the Allianz Arena. What Spain think, I find interesting. Unai Simon was our interview yesterday. I'm going to post that all over the UEFA site. And Unai Simon made a direct comparison between France and Portugal. He said France, devastatingly clever up front. And even though they were missing defensive resources, they didn't defend so well as a team and they gave us space. His argument is that Portugal defend much better. They're much better organised. He said that they'll be a more difficult rival to break down. The emphasis will be hugely on not giving the ball away. Now, Mikel Oyarzabal talked about something that I think might be important for Spain last night, because I went back and rewatched the entire game, and my opinion of Zubimendi's play went up, particularly if you think about how Zubimendi teased and moved France around in the build-up to Spain's second goal, and then released a blindingly good pass into Merino's feet, who played the 1-2 with Oyarzabal and scored. And I asked Oyarzabal about the importance of a connection between three players who've spent so many hours together playing, training, travelling, talking football. I said, international football is quick. And when knowing one another buys you a second or a half second, does that make a difference? He said, huge difference, huge difference. And we saw that. And therefore, I would kind of expect two of the three, maybe even all three of them, to repeat again. Luis Del Fuente said there'll be changes. I wonder if the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo won't press, and therefore Portugal's won't be a high press, I don't think, does that mean that Robin Lamine had tired legs? And even though he's a big favourite of Luis De La Fuente's, does it potentially mean that it's Cubarsí and Howson together at the back, so that Spain, with a little bit more time and space to bring the ball out, add passing range, because Cubarsí is a better passer than Lenormand? Is that a bit cardboard for you, a bit dull? I hope not. It interests me, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. The thing that is ultra special is that Roberto Martinez will make Portugal far harder to beat, and errors, I think, can be punished by Portugal. But there's something about this Spain group which thrives on difficulty. And that was something I put to Luis De La Fuente. Because if you think about his reign, the Nations League semi-final against Italy, which they won 2-1 against reigning champions Italy, it was a tight match, reigning European champions, I mean. It was a very tight match. Robin Lamine made his debut. As soon as Spain went ahead, Robin Lamine gave away a penalty and Italy equalised. Spain won. In the final, 120 minutes of a slog in the heat of Rotterdam, Spain win the penalty shootout. By the Euros, setting aside the rest of the tournament, in the semi-final, in the quarter-final, an epic against Germany, who fight back, who look like they're going to win. Spain have 10 men. It's a long 120 minutes, again in the humid heat. It's Mikel Merino who produces the winning goal. Spain win with 10. In the quarterfinals, France look, until Lamine scores his wonder goal, as if they're all over Spain, and Spain have Jesus Navas just at the edge of his viability as an international footballer given his age. Spain not only go ahead, thanks to Olmo's second goal for Spain, they dominate possession, they rule the game. Against England, Spain look brilliant, miss oodles of chances, should be 3 up, aren't. Cole Palmer scores that fantastic equaliser. England should be dominant. Spain score on the break. A sensational transition goal. When it comes to the way in which they dominate France on Thursday night, they're 5-1 up. Then they're on the ropes a little bit because of changes, subs changes and missing players. Yet they win. They win 5-4. They score oodles of goals. Spain just seem to have solution after solution after solution, and all of them different. I wonder if maybe that makes the difference on Sunday night. And I wonder if maybe, against a very good rival with oodles of players I really respect, I wonder, can we ask Lamine Yamal to pop up again with some kind of extraordinary performance at 17 in his second senior final in a year? Can we? My bet is yes. Thank you, Revista de la Liga followers. Do stay tuned. If you're a socio, see you at the final.